I'm not anxious. Consumption periods are generally stable. If decent, cash flow is usually good. So, whether or not to use the capital market isn't a pressing issue during a good consumption period. That's not the most urgent matter. On the contrary, a good branded consumer goods company usually has stable cash flow and solid financial statements. So whether or not they use the capital market doesn't have much short-term impact on them. In the long run, it actually allows them to focus their efforts on running the business well, concentrate on good management, and improve their core capabilities and performance. By providing quality products and services to the public, it actually creates a rare period of calm for them. I think this is a short-term phenomenon because I can see it myself, and I also believe that the decision makers or our regulators are wise. They will definitely realize that sometimes policies can go off track or overcorrect, which is understandable. Everyone makes mistakes, and so do policymakers. Sometimes things just aren't considered thoroughly enough. So I think that once these consumer service companies are allowed more freedom in the future, they will still shine brightly. I believe that in the future, China will definitely be driven by both consumption and technology. These are the two core driving forces for China's future economic and macroeconomic development. There's no doubt about this choice. So in the end, our capital market and financial market will unwaveringly support both technological development and progress, as well as consumption and the improvement of people's livelihoods. Objectively speaking, this is also the direction of industrial policy, technology, and consumption. In fact, some of the current antagonistic sentiments have created certain obstacles to the development of the consumer industry. However, not all of these obstacles come from industrial policy or from policy choices in our capital market. But I believe that, at its core, these issues still stem from our industrial development's nature, our underlying logic. Let me put it this way. The reason I think the chain service industry's development has inherent problems is as follows. First, even without the current discourse around technology and consumption, and without different capital market utilization options, our technology and consumer service industries today would still face significant challenges when confronted with difficulties. In China's chain service industry, there are indeed a large number of fast-moving consumer goods companies. Objectively speaking, many of them do not operate with an altruistic, empowering spirit, nor do they genuinely seek to improve the management capabilities of their franchisees to promote industry progress. They do not focus on enabling more franchisees to join the brand chain industry and achieve long-term, stable profitability by enhancing their operational and management skills. Instead, they simply charge brand fees, management fees, or even rent out equipment, or they simply use the chain to conduct trade-like, quasi-financial transactions by adding a markup to order costs through supply chain production. In reality, they are not actually producing anything themselves. Their industrial attributes are very weak. There are just too many companies like this. As a result, the development of China's franchise chain industry has been quite chaotic because too many companies are involved. Secondly, during this development process, we have many competitors, industry participants and developers who simply emphasize good quality and low prices. But what are we really aiming to achieve? We aim to offer not just low prices, but also high quality. In China's chain service industry, most competition is about price, low prices, not good quality. That's why companies like Costco and Sam's Club represent a higher business model. Essentially, in the relationship between people and the marketplace, they excel at managing relationships with people. They focus on the consumer's lifetime value, basing everything on the ultimate value each person brings. By centering on lifetime value, their core mission is to create consumer benefits and surplus, relying on a high-quality supply chain to deliver this.